All right, we're excited to have Cheyenne Sprecher back on the podcast. You know her from UConn Field Hockey. She was on earlier in the season, and we're checking in now here at this part of the season. So welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so take us through so far. I know 8-4 so far. How's the season been for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good. We had some great wins towards the beginning of the season. Now we're kind of getting into the meat of the season. Um, we played against Liberty, always a tough game. We unfortunately lost against them, but we're growing a lot as a team and as a program, and we're all starting to mesh together. So, you can't win every single game, but we are moving along at the right speed and we're getting better playing together and getting comfortable with each other. So I think we're right where we want to be. If
Yeah,
that
what's
makes sense.
yeah, what's crazy to me is just looking at the schedule. I think I counted. I think you played 8 like top 25 teams
Yeah.
already at this point in the season. How tough has this schedule been for you? Especially, I remember like the first time we spoke, you mentioned how this was a younger team and you were trying to put the pieces together. So factor that in with a really tough schedule. And how do you think everyone's lived up to that schedule there?
Yeah, I definitely think, you know, every season that we play, we do have tough schedules. I mean, we've played against UNC multiple times, all these top 20 teams really. But just this season specifically, you know, we those tough games, those low ranked teams or whatever, number 1 to 10, they've made us better throughout this year. And I think um, by playing against those teams, and we played against North Carolina on Sunday, I think that made us so much better. And moving forward, like during the Big East tournament and in the NCAA tournament, if we get a bid like that, that's all going to pay off in the end. So I think by having a tough schedule, it's just preparing us for postseason. And our team in general, like, has grown so much since preseason. So I think it's definitely exciting to play against these top ranked teams and fight with them until the end. I think that's incredibly important as we progress through the season.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you play number one UNC, and you hung with UNC really for most of that game. So what is it? What do you think that shows about this team that hey, throw number one team in the country, and you guys are with them, neck and neck for pretty much the whole game there.
Yeah, I was so proud of our team, really. I was so proud of each and every one that, we fought so hard until the end. And then fourth quarter came around. I mean, we were down 1-0 until the fourth quarter. And um, we kind of, I don't want to say we gave up because we didn't, but we, had some mistakes here and there. And I think that was definitely crucial for us to see that we can hang with a number one team in the country. And if we can, be down 1-0 to them, almost the whole entire game, we can compete against anybody. And I think that definitely, gave us the extra spark towards the end. But I definitely think that was definitely exciting to have them on our campus and play
Yeah.
against them, because I don't think that they've ever played at UConn before. So it was definitely fun to have them there instead of going to, UNC and playing in their Karen Schoen Stadium. So it was definitely a fun experience. And we had a lot of fans there supporting us. So that was incredible just to see everyone come out. We had a lot of youth teams and stuff like that. So
That's
the whole
awesome.
atmosphere and environment, it was great. And I'm so proud of our team for fighting with them until the end, basically.
I know this season you personally have had a lot of accolades come your way. You've been national player of the week. You've been Big East defensive player of the week, and now you just set the record for saves at UConn. How does it feel to be able to have that success that you've had and get these awards and recognition this season?
Yeah, I mean, I give all the credit to my defense, really. Without them, I wouldn't be able to have any of those accomplishments. And I mean that because, you know, it takes more than just, just a goalie. It's our whole team who stands there with me. It's 11 people on the field, not just, me. I'm just the last line of defense, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, yesterday was a big day playing against UNC, but also, getting that record. I mean, stats aren't everything, but I'm
Yeah.
among there with some great goalies. So, that's definitely I'm proud of that, and that's something that I can walk away from UConn knowing that I did. So
Taking a look at the last half of the season here, what do you think are some of the goals for you and the team as you kind of fight down the stretch here, getting ready for Big East tournament, an NCAA tournament, hopefully?
yeah, so I think definitely our goal is, if we play our cards right, we win the Big East regular season with our loss to Liberty. That kind of puts us in a tough position, just because they play against Old Dominion at the end of the year. It's just like a whole bunch of
Okay.
numbers type of thing. But I think our goal is to win the rest of our games. I mean, we're fully capable of doing that. I mean, just like regular season games for now,
Yeah.
but um, obviously that's our goal. But I think if as always, our goal is to win the regular season, which is just the Big East during regular season,
Yep.
and then we have the Big East like tournament that we have, which I think 4 teams get selected for that.
Okay.
Um, so that's definitely our next goal, getting selected for that, being one of the top seeds, winning that, which something that we didn't do last year, as I mentioned in our last podcast together.
Yeah.
But that's definitely one of our biggest goals that we want to achieve this year, just because how hard we fought last year for it and we didn't come out on top. And this year, just another year just to, try to succeed and win. Like,
Yeah.
that's about it.
As you look at like how the team has performed to this point, where are you looking to see the team improve if you want to hit those goals? Or is there anything anything in particular to say like, hey, if we make a few tweaks here, make a few adjustments, that's what it's going to take to win the Big East tournament, for instance?
Yeah, I mean, every day we just need to get 1% better. I mean, our coach stresses that with us. From preseason on, 1% better every day, and by the end of the season, we'll be complete. We'll be improved as much as we can. I think definitely like we not that we have weak spots, but there
Yeah.
always is room for improvement, I think. And that goes with our forwards and shooting and getting more corners and getting more offense generated, but also to our backfield. I mean, communicating more on defense, getting that defensive structure held down so that we don't have a lot of circle penetrations.
Yeah.
I think as long as we steadily improve by the end of the year, I think we should be in really good shape, and we'll, hopefully win the Big East championship. That's what we always strive for. So
Yeah. Well, I've got a few fun ones here towards the end here. Favorite road trip you guys have been on so far this year?
that's a tough one. We have traveled a lot this year. The whole month of September, actually, we have pretty much traveled. I don't know if I can pick a favorite, but I would
That's
probably
fair.
say I know I've touched on this in my last podcast, but when we went to Louisville,
Yeah.
Kentucky, that was definitely fun. I don't know. I forget where we were at, but we did go to an escape room for one of our like team
Oh, no.
bonding activities, which was so cool because it's outside of field hockey. So you're kind of
Yeah.
like doing something different mentally. So that was definitely fun. And it was fun being with the team, and the coaches were involved and stuff like that. So it was great to, problem solve off the field.
Yeah, you mentioned just being on the road there a lot in September. How is that as a student athlete, having to deal with school at the same time? I know we've talked, you're interning, you're playing, you got practice. So how is it managing all of that especially in a month when you've got a lot of road games there?
Yeah, that's definitely challenging. I mean, I would definitely say, thankfully for me, I do have an internship right now, and I'm not taking classes like a normal student athlete would.
Okay.
So I'm definitely like fortunate with that, making my hours work, being super flexible with the internship that I do have. But I will definitely say, as a student athlete in general and being on the road, it is very challenging because not only are you figuring out times, to do your homework, to make sure you're watching film, to make sure, you're scheduling tutor sessions around
Yeah.
practice and stuff like that. And especially being on the road, just it's a whole different ball game because when you're on a bus for 3, 4,
Yeah.
5 hours, that is very tough if it
Yeah.
doesn't have
I bet.
Wi-Fi. So,
Yeah.
you got to figure out how you're going to make it work. But I mean, luckily enough, like through athletics, we have so many good tutors and
Yeah.
academic counselors and stuff like that. But on the road, it's definitely challenging, and it's very time consuming when you're on a bus with the same amount of people and you're trying to do homework, and it's
Yeah.
fun, but it is very tough. And that was a hard month, but
Yeah, I'll wrap with this one. How are the vibes on campus right now across athletics in general? I feel like every team seems to really be peaking. Football's winning, got men's and women's ice hockey ranked nationally. You guys are ranked. It's almost basketball season. So how's everyone feeling about sports on campus right now?
yeah, I think everyone's so excited, and there's a lot of new things going on with there's like a new app with the marketing department which encourages people to attend sporting events. So I think a lot of people are coming out and supporting those teams for points, but also to see the
Yeah.
sport being played. So I think definitely it's exciting, and it makes people more willing to go to sports and participate, and just hang out really and just be there for that atmosphere. And especially with the football team winning, like that just gives it a whole better vibe, I feel like, because of how big their team is and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for the rest of our season and to see how basketball season goes, because that's a big one here at
Yeah.
UConn. So yeah, it's exciting. This time of year is definitely exciting.
Yeah, and I lied. I've got one more now that I've been thinking about it. September, early October, the weather is pretty nice for you guys out there to play field hockey. How does it get, like we're almost here mid-October, like it's starting to get a little chilly at night. The days aren't quite as warm. So how is it playing out there once it starts to get a little bit colder?
I think, everyone always jokes around like it's husky weather. Like it's husky weather. Like especially being in the north, like I don't know, like I feel like in the summer, I sweat a lot, but especially underneath all of my goalie equipment.
Yeah.
But in the summer, it's like, okay, like I'm getting kind of sick of all, like the heat and stuff like that. And once fall hits, I think,
Everyone wants it back.
yeah, and especially with being, in Connecticut and seeing all the fall foliage, like with the leaves changing and all that, it's fun. And with sports happening, it makes it even better. I feel like it just brings people all together. I feel like.
If only you could have gotten UNC up here a couple weeks from now, and it would have been a little colder, right? Like they're not used to it down in North Carolina.
Exactly. Luckily, it was kind of colder than it has been the past few days, because it was warm the past few days.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that kind of diminished their play a little bit, but
yeah. Well, Cheyenne, I really appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule to come on again, and we'll touch base towards the end of the season, hopefully heading into NCAA tournament time.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully, we get some championships towards then.
Yeah, absolutely. Best of luck to you and the team the rest of the way here.
Thank you so much.